Yo, what is good, my anime people? What is good, yo? Guys, we have been getting anime after anime feels like lately, and with this week, if you guys notice any shows that I usually have on the channel, and if I don't put them on, definitely ask me questions about them, because sometimes I'll watch episodes and find out that they're review episodes or that they are um, like filler, like heavy filler episodes, and I just won't do like an overall video for it. So if there's a time where I don't do a video, and I usually do it without, ever missing a beat, and it's actually a good episode, please do let me know. Because with this week's episode of our boy with Zero, we get a lot of explanations behind his badges on his hat and kind of what his master slash mentor kind of wanted to bestow upon him that he didn't very much understand himself, which is how strong he was, but at the same time how stupid he was. So trying to make this kid into someone smarter isn't necessarily going as planned, I'm guessing right now, seeing how he did just bring in a monster to the household and pretty much cared for it as his own. So you say, how could that be a bad thing? You could domesticate it. Nah, you can't. We learned the hard way. You can't domesticate these things, man. Um, and because of that, it just sucks to see that this is kind of this kid's real first kill slash understanding of just how ridiculous this new continent is. And I was right about them living on the island practically. Like, they literally are just up in a very, very high area where I'm guessing all of the creatures that are in this area wouldn't have as much of a chance to get up to. Not to mention, if they do go up there, they're going against one of the biggest apex predators of the show, so it wouldn't be that much of a good idea to go up there and face him regardless of, wanting food or something along those lines, when there's plenty of other food that won't actually kill you, So we really get to see how stealth and how like uh, just ridiculously broken the teacher is. I mean, I'm pretty sure he didn't even know he was being watched the whole time by his teacher, and like making sure if that Toto ever got a taste of human blood, that he was already gonna be there, just like how he was this week's episode. So it's one of those things, like one of those little tiny things that they throw in there, and you're just like, geez, man, like, could you imagine what might have happened to this kid if he literally just kept remembering the good times he spent and wound up not actually attacking? So it's pretty crazy to think that he might have got bodied just because of his kindness. And the one thing that he lacks of during, showing all the rest of the like of his talents is he literally seems heartless when he helps people. He seems like the last person you want help from. So it's funny to me that he then tells us a story that should make you understand why he acts that way, and why he understands how ridiculous the world actually is now that this place has popped up, and explorers are going to continuously even come here and lie directly to your face just to get whatever they want and try to benefit off of you any way possible. But it's then weird that he makes a living off of saving those people, So they're trying to make a living off of the island and what it has to offer, and he leaves the island and goes back to get a business of taking the money away from people who are going out there. And as you saw, he knew exactly, what type of animal he had inside of his, or like he had an animal in his bag that clearly is one of the it probably lives on this continent or whatever. That's the only place you can get it, seeing how rare it is. And he just lets it free, you know, like it's not anything to him because he's gonna see those things in his area, or he can go to the place where they are at any time, seeing how it's where he lives at this point in the story. So it was really cool to see that perspective, but there's still huge gaps of the things I want to know, like why he said they chose a really interesting wording of how they explained him having the stuff. He's like this is the last possession that I have from my teacher. So that gave me the indication that he got bodied in this alternate occasion, and that was not the case. He didn't get bodied at all. Yet he did make two of the necklaces, or like the badges, and there's supposedly now someone that could be out there with the badge that we're going to probably find out is the teacher sooner or later. So that's kind of the little build up that they did that I thought was cool. Just within this, you know, granted, I want to say 12 to 13 minutes of the whole entire episode. Uh, we pretty much just living in the life of what it was like at that island for someone who had a teacher who was strong enough to practically own the island, and anything on it really wasn't a threat unless he already knew of the threat, and that's why he lived where he lived, so it couldn't reach them. So I don't know. I'm really happy with what this show did this week compared to like last week where they're just kind of having fun and kind of making it obvious that they wanted to show you that whatever that last week character did, they just didn't want him to go to this island, seeing how he definitely would have got bodied quicker than quick, and seeing how he had such a like nice heart and stuff, he would have definitely found one of those animals and wound up getting eaten by his own friend or something. You know, like it's a weird thing to think that this kid is more protective of people who haven't experienced things that he's experienced, and he just doesn't want people to go through that, and especially Zero, where now, where I thought it was going to be like, I don't want a cat because that thing was a cat or whatever, you know. It was more the fact that he just didn't want a pet in general that he could get attached to, and, you know, that just goes to show you that he would have to get past the fact of having one pet and what had happened with it, and pretty much just start over, you know, and completely hope that everything's gonna be right. So he has a good reason not to want to get into having another pet, and I respect that. So I definitely want to see if that's another one of those things that just kind of show up at at the end of shows. Like, by the way, he does end up having a pet, and it's not one that he wants. You know, like it's something that he dislikes, and it goes to show you that he has a very, very soft spot for people who have pets. Seeing how a young girl comes in with a picture that looked like maybe it was just because of the cat was more of a triggered thing. Um, but you know, once he found out it was a dog, it's not like he's like, oh well, I'm not gonna help you now. You know, well, get out of my shop. You know, it was just a general uh, I was gonna say lingering. It's like just something he wanted to do. So to see him completely, you know, just like struck and going to do whatever and everything in his power to help this girl, compared to how he sometimes acts around other people, just shows you what type of jobs he's more willing to do than others. And I like that aspect about his character as well. But next week looks like we're getting an actual character that we've met before, so we're doing a little bit more than just, oh, here's a new character and their problem. Here's another character and their problem. Looks like we're actually getting a continuation or a new problem for older characters that we've already met, which looks like it could turn out to be potentially hype. So looking forward to that. I don't understand. This show had like no notification about it when it dropped, or I couldn't really find when it dropped. So that's on me on this one. And like I said, if you guys do happen to notice, I don't have anything up of a video that, or like a show that I usually talk highly about or there was no filler episode and stuff like that, definitely give me a heads up and I will get on those videos. So with that being said, I hope you guys have an amazing day, night, evening, whatever the case may be. I am the Anime G, and I hope to talk to you guys in the next one. Thank you guys so much for the support. Your boy's gonna keep up with this daily grinding and trying to get you guys out the best content that I can and with the most honest opinion that I can. So hope you guys enjoyed, and let me know down below what you guys are feeling about these shows slash other shows you may be watching that I should check out maybe, or whatever may have you. So with that being said, peace.